Hello guys, and welcome back to Mass Effect Follower. So let's talk about Squadmates. They fight by our side, we coach them through their personal issues, and we stab the hug button. And if we get to play our cards right, we can also romance them. Or maybe not in some cases. And then there's that guy. The one guy that the second they start talking, you start smashing the skip button just to get them to shut up.
Nice place. Me?
So.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
You suffer their presence on every mission you're required to have them on, and they're generally just great on your nerves. So we at Mass Effect Follower took a poll to determine who was the most disliked Mass Effect character. Just under 18,000 people participated, which is seriously amazing guys, and we couldn't have done it without you. You rock, so feel free to put your fist to your computer screen for a fist bump, and we'll wait. Right, results time. So we're starting off at number 5, because that would make sense. And that is Morinth, with 9% of the votes. Now this one would seem self-explanatory, seeing as Morinth is the only objectively evil squadmate with no truly redeemable qualities. And in order to have her as a squadmate, you have to help her kill her badass Justica mother. On top of that fact that she's the only squadmate which will kill you if you try to romance her. So with this, it's amazing to me that she is only the 5th most disliked squadmate. Brace yourself people, it's only going to get potentially more controversial from here. So number 4 is James Vega, with 11% of the vote. While I personally like James Vega, I can see where people are coming from disliking him. He suffers from that spontaneous sequel friend syndrome where the writers try to integrate a new character to the audience by having the main character have a friendship with them at the start of the story that they're introduced in, with no explanation why they are friends. In my experience, this tends to make returning players resent that character. That on top of his hot-headed antics and starting off Mass Effect 3 by crashing a shuttle and then arguing with Shepard's orders to leave the Sol system. Yeah, it's not going to leave anyone with any particular fuzzy feelings. Number 3 is Kaidan Alenko with 12% of the overall vote. Sorry Biofan, it looks like your Bay made it onto the list. Now I understand why he is here. A lot of people found him a little dull, so he was their pick for the sacrificial lion on Vermeer. So they didn't bring him into Mass Effect 2. And the ones that weren't sold on him, but gave him a chance anyway, only for Horizon to happen.
Hey, hang on!
And for the people who preserved through all of that, may have had to shoot him in the Citadel coupe. Are you kidding me? So I can totally see why someone who had that experience with Kaidan don't like him and his stoicism in comparison to the more lively characters that tend to make him stick less in people's memory. It does help that he did develop a lot more of a sense of humour in Mass Effect 3, so making the top 2 with 14% of the votes is Ashley Williams, which in my view is sad to see, but this was a community vote. Oh boy, Ashley really doesn't spark the best impression in most people going in, and there's a bunch of little ticks that tend to rub people up the wrong way. For starters, she's a bit of a racist. Alright, a space racist, a speciesist. So for long-time BioWare fans, this usually indicates that the person's character arc will revolve around being more tolerant or resolving their inner demons. But Ashley doesn't really seem to have any inner demons. Kaidan in this regard trumps her because he had that whole forcibly taken to brain camp and accidentally killing a guy thing. Ashley does have a dead dad and some baggage from her grandfather, but that's not really her focus. Her focus seems to be on her sisters and being a grunt on Eden Prime. neither of which are really things that tie into the plot in any way. And then she gives you crap for joining Cerberus on Horizon, and generally can leave a pretty bad taste in your mouth.
Bullshit. I know what Cerberus is like. They talk about putting humans first, but at what cost? I wanted to believe that you were alive. I just never expected anything like this.
While Kaidan does the same thing, it seems a tad more in character coming from him than it does of Ashley. Garrus, Tally and Rex all provide insights into alien cultures. Kaidan at least provides insight into the dangers of being a biotic, but Ashley just seems to be an insight into what your average soldier's opinion on all of this is, which isn't really in short supply when you have, say, every human you meet telling you their opinions on everything. Sorry Ash, I guess we now know who's getting left on Vermeer.
Hey, hang on!
God, that's satisfying. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be sad. Quick, play the Leaving Earth track again. Hits me in the feels every time. So for the big finale, at number 1 with 26%, over a quarter of the votes, drumroll please, is Jacob Taylor. To the surprise of no one, Jacob is the most hated of all the squad mates in the Mass Effect trilogy. Where to start with this guy? It's almost as if BioWare said, "Whoa, steady on with your sparkling wit and personality, Kaidan. Let's tone that down some more." In Mass Effect 2, Jacob still is he lost his dad, which is sad, but he doesn't really have a character arc or any new revelations about it, and that whole unresolved thing between him and Miranda doesn't really go anywhere. His quote, romance, is also hilariously forced and a bit awkward. Topped off with the way FemShep seems to have a predetermined, flirtatious tone with him regardless of what your relationship with him is, or if you're already romancing someone else. It can kind of feel like BioWare is trying to subconsciously railroad you into romancing him. So Jacob was kind of set up to be a dud of a squad mate from the get-go. But then Mass Effect 3 happened, and that just opens up a whole new can of worms. For those not in the know, Jacob turns up in Mass Effect 3 for a one-off mission to rescue some scientists who've rebelled against Cerberus. If you've romanced him, you find out that not only is he seeing someone else, but she's pregnant. And the reason he moved on is because the 6 months that Shepard was held by the Alliance was just too long for him to wait.
Love you, Shepard. Loved you. Damn it.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure what BioWare actually wanted to do with Jacob, but whatever it was, clearly failed in execution. Oh well, at least the Citadel DLC added the option to slap him.
Hold fire, Shepard!
And that was the results of our poll. Do you agree or disagree with the placements? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you all for your opinions and votes, and we'll see you next time on Mass Effect Follower.